speed.
Overwhelming is correct.
Power. Precision. Timing. The perfect moment. You punch. You kick. You knee. You get knocked out.
Wow! That could be it right there!
That was the Michael Jordan kick of this sport.
More glory fights in the knockouts than any other combat sport. Believe it.
What a night!
On Friday, February 6th, will be the heavyweight championship of the world.
I'm Rico Verhoeven, the Glory Heavyweight World Champion. I'm gonna fight Errol Zimmerman.
Errol won the first one.
Deadly combination from Zimmerman!
I want to kill this guy.
Rico won the second one.
Down goes Zimmerman!
I already beat him last year. I'm the best heavyweight there is.
Who will win the third one?
The Prince of Kickboxing, Rico Verhoeven, living up to his nickname.
Glory 19 coming right at you. Welcome to Countdown to Glory 19. They are the two biggest, strongest, fastest heavyweights in the world today. Watch this.
Somewhere throughout the fight, he's gonna give up.
He asked me if Rico is the real champion. I say no.
I'm gonna run over him like a bulldozer.
I want to hurt him. I want to break him. I want him to let him cry.
These two guys have been rivals for a long time. They don't really like each other. They've got one win each. This is the rubber match. This is going to decide the trilogy. And the World Heavyweight Championship is on the line. Rico Verhoeven is the Glory World Heavyweight Champion. He beat Daniel Geiter in Los Angeles earlier this year to claim the vacant title. And he's a very worthy champion.
Here comes there. Wow! That could be it right there!
Against Zimmerman, though, I don't think he wants to get into that proverbial slugfest. Errol Zimmerman caught him with a left uppercut a few years back. Knocked out Verhoeven.
The first fight with him, I didn't train for him. And I finished it very fast.
Absolutely deadly combination from Zimmerman!
Verhoeven avenged that loss.
Down goes Zimmerman!
He wasn't looking that fit, body-wise, so he's not gonna touch me. He can't throw any bombs anymore because I'm just too quick for him.
It's personal now, it's personal. He come to my city, coming here, talking to my friends, like stupid things, a lot of stress. He's talking like he's the best, he's the king. I want to kill this guy, serious. I want to see blood in this ring.
Errol Zimmerman, the bone crusher, living up to his nickname.
In my mind, nobody can beat me.
Big shot from Zimmerman!
If you've been watching Errol Zimmerman for any length of time, you know what Errol Zimmerman is about. They don't call this guy the bone crusher for nothing. He hits people, they fall down, and they stay down.
What a shot from Errol Zimmerman!
The name, Bone Crusher, that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna come in there. He's going to push you. He's going to try to crush you.
Big knee from Errol Zimmerman!
And there's no reason to doubt Errol Zimmerman whatsoever. He's faced all the best in the sport, and he's come out victorious again and again. And he showed that off in Denver when he won the tournament.
And some shots being landed!
In the tournament, he knocked them down a combined 5 times to win the tourney.
Down goes Silva to win the heavyweight contender tournament!
I fight better guys than they fight. Rico is a champion. He's a make champion, not a true champion. They make him champion. He get it for free, but this time he's not gonna get it. I want revenge. It's just 1-1 now. I will knock you down for the second time. If you're a man, come and hit me.
He's a big bluffer. That's Errol. That's what he does. That's what he does to everybody. And he has a big mouth, but yeah, put your money where your mouth is.
The 24-year-old Prince of Kickboxing, Rico Verhoeven, has done it!
Keep working hard and keep dreaming, and then one day your dream come true. My dream came true today.
Now is the moment I can say I'm the best heavyweight there is.
Coming up next, I will sit down and have a talk with the reigning heavyweight champion of the world. You punch, you kick, you get knocked out. Pop, pop.
Gaatje, kusje, knuffel. Knuffie? My wife just gave birth and we have a second daughter. That's another big motivation for me.
Nou is het rustig.
I was like, okay, now it's serious. She knows what I do, but not to the next level yet. It's just in her world.
Gezellig, hè?
Daddy does boom boom for a living. That's what she calls it.
You see? She sees Daddy doing it, so she's doing the same.
She sees me on television. And in the red corner, you have Rico Verhoeven. No, that's Daddy.
Hey, champ, I started fighting at 12, but before I started fighting, I never saw a boxing match in my life. This gentleman by the name of Customano started teaching me how to box, and he said, you're the one, you're gonna be the champ of the world. You ready to take up this mission? And I said yes, because I didn't want them to think that I was a punk. He started putting these ideas in my mind and that you could become great. Whatever he was selling me, I bought it. I knew I was gonna be a fighter. I was gonna die doing this. This is what I wanted to die doing, I die trying to be.
Yeah.
So why do you do it?
For me, it's the same mindset. My father started teaching kickboxing. From that moment on, he brought me to the gym. I was like, this is it. This is what I want to be. Throughout the years, people ask me, what do you want to be when you grow up? You want to be a fireman, you want to be a pilot, you want to be whatever. I said, no, I want to be a kickboxing world champion.
Errol Zimmerman is considered your nemesis in this particular sport. You both have wins over each other. This is the biggest fight in the history of this sport. After this fight, what would you like for your legacy to be?
I would like people to say, Rico, he took kickboxing to a whole nother level.
Wow! That could be it right there!
I've beaten everybody. I'm the champ. So I have the bullseye on my back.
You know, when I was fighting, when I was just a young kid, 19, 20 with the belt, I was just the champ of the world, the best in the world. Regardless of how humble you appear, you must say, wow, there's 7 billion people in the world, and I could beat every one of them.
Yeah, I'm the best.
That's crazy, right?
That's amazing. I started feeling like, okay, maybe I am the best. You know, I am number one. It feels like being in a movie, but I try to keep everything light, you know, not to make it too crazy. Just to keep my focus, keep both feet on the ground, you know, just be me, be normal. And
Rico, unfortunately, I hate to disappoint you, what you do is not normal.
I know.
When you're in this kind, no, you really, I know you try to be humble, but in this field, what you're doing for a living, this is not normal. What you're doing is what everybody avoids their whole entire life, getting into a fight.
I understand, but for me, I'm not thinking about that. I'm just thinking about, I want to win this fight.
Here comes Verhoeven.
When you're in the way of me taking care of my family, of me reaching my dream. So if you don't step aside, I'm gonna run you over like a bulldozer.
All right, Rico, the night of the fight, February 6th, you're gonna do your ring walk. In my case, come from a real crime and drug-infested, dog-eat-dog world. You can't trust anybody, everybody's the enemy.
Yeah.
And every time I walk down the aisle, I said, I'm never going back to that life again. My kids will never be able to see what I saw. And they will have a good life. And I said, in order for that to happen, I have to destroy this guy. I have to kill this guy.
No doubt.
What will you be thinking the night of February 6th, going down the walk to the ring?
The moment I enter the arena, I stand on that stage, people ask me, like, how does that feel? I never use drugs, but I think it's like a shot of heroin because it's great. It's amazing.
Trust me, now you listen to me, okay? I've used all drugs, and none of those drugs in the world can compare to that high that you're about to receive. It's nothing. And God didn't make a stronger drug.
Yeah, it's so difficult to explain, but for me, it's just like, this guy is in the way, and he needs to get out of the way. Errol is gonna get knocked out. If he was sitting here, I would tell him, I say, Errol, listen up, the butcher needs new meat. So, bring it to the table, my friend, come on.
He knocked him out the first time, and he said he's going to knock him out the third time. Coming up next, I have a sit-down conversation with former champ Errol Zimmerman. Don't change that dial. Timing, pow, pow. Perfection at its finest.
This neighborhood was really a rough neighborhood. They don't want to walk there, daylight, night. I see a lot of things, junkies, dealers, life on the streets. Like little boy, 8 years I was working there. That's the reason that I'm tough.
Errol Zimmerman, the bone crusher, living up to his nickname.
You know, Errol, you have over 140 fights, and what I want to know, why are you still doing it? You still got the love.
I love the game. I love to fight. I love to give the people a good show.
In my career of scoring a great deal of knockouts, you can't explain just one because every knockout is different. Of course, you would know.
Big knee from Errol Zimmerman.
They're afraid for the power. When they feel the power, they're scared to do something, and then you take over the fight. I don't want to win on points. I want to knock people out.
You're very nimble and quick. You're very explosive, very fast. You know, your timing is quick, your speed is quick, and that's very rare for a big guy. Watch the Klitschko's fight, they have good hands, but the body movement is not that agile. The speed is nowhere near in your category.
Thank you very much, man. I will come harder than ever. My last tournament, I proved myself that I was ready. And Rico Verhoeven, he don't have knockout power. I have it, and I will bring it. So long as I stand on my feet, you have a big problem with me in the ring.
You're talking very confident for someone that just lost to the gentleman that you're fighting next. This is intriguing to me. You're going into the ring like you beat him the last time you fought, and that's a pretty good sign.
I come in the fight, I feel very confident. The first time I knocked him out easy. This time I will be complete, I will make my points, and if I hit him, he will go down 100%.
When I used to talk to my mentor, Customato, and I used to be a young kid, I said, look at me, I'm knocking these guys out. I'm gonna be a great fighter one day. And then he'd tell me, he said, he said, that's not fighting what you're doing. What you're doing is entertaining people. You're knocking people out. Fighting is what you do to when you have nothing left and you keep coming back. When other guys punch you when you're tired and you keep punching back. He said, that's fight.
Now I will tell you, I will push it to the limit. And that's his problem. I'm like a tight bomb, you know? I have to be really fast in the ring, otherwise I'm gonna explode.
You know, Errol, listen, my purpose for fighting wasn't necessarily to become rich and famous. You know, at first I thought it was about the money and the women, the houses, the clothes. And then Cuss explained to me, no, this is not what it's about. It's about success. That's the purpose of fighting, to have the internal name always shine when your sport is mentioned.
Before, it was for myself to do crazy things, party and this and that. But now it's over. I fight for my family.
You know, Errol, I come from a really poverty-stricken neighborhood. My parents were very poor. I mean, we really lived in the gutter, the sewage, and my whole shtick, my whole aura was just bringing pride to my family and letting them know that their son could accomplish something good. I was in juvenile institutions most of my life as a kid, and I was a career criminal in the streets. All my friends basically are dead, they're locked up, or they're doing 200 to 300 years, they're strung out on dope. You know that particular world, I'm sure. Yes. And all I wanted to do was show the world that I'm somebody.
Yeah, you know, when I was a little boy, I was always on the street fighting and stuff, do crazy things, and then I fell in love with the sport.
Wow! That could be it right there!
This is what I want. This is my passion in the sport.
What a fight! What a night!
I want the people to remember me like you. I want to be a legend. If I'm talking now to you, I have so much energy. It's like the fight is already starting, you know? I want to go outside, I want to hit him now on his face. To let him see I'm the bone crusher. Don't mess with me.
your knee, you get knocked out.
Rico Verhoeven is the king of the Glory Heavyweight division, and going in against Errol Zimmerman, they're looking at the rubber match.
The winner here is going to walk out with the Glory Heavyweight title around his waist. So it makes the stakes for this fight even higher.
This fight is important because it is Rico Verhoeven. This guy talks so much trust about me. He's talking to everybody that he is the better, complete fighter. I'm the guy that knocked you out.
There you go, the left uppercut flat on his back.
I know what's coming. He didn't hit me with it last year, and he's not gonna hit me with it this year. I haven't seen any evidence of Errol training harder. The last time we fought, I haven't seen any improvement. You cannot play the same game for years and years and years.
If you start acting like that top fighter, you have to also train like a top fighter. And that's what I'm doing every day. This is my life. I eat, drink, sleep kickboxing. I always strive for perfection.
That's what we do. Hard training, intense training, to make sure we come home with the victory. That's what needs to be done, you know, to keep the title and to make sure Errol doesn't take it from me.
If Errol Zimmerman comes in completely focused and completely ready, and I think he will, then he is going to be a tremendously stiff challenge for Rico Verhoeven. He has tremendous KO power, and he's faced all the best in the sport, and he's come out victorious again and again.
When the people talk about me, they have to say, you see this guy, Errol Zimmerman, he's knocking people out in the first round, second round, like the big KO machine.
Big shots! Perfectly timed knee.
If I was going to summarize this fight in one line, I would say that Errol Zimmerman comes to drop bombs and Rico Verhoeven brings tactical warfare.
Rico don't come to fight, he's come to make some points. He asked me if Rico is the real champion. I say no.
In the fight, I will show that I'm the best. And if you're in the way, you have to get out of the way. And if you stay in the way, you're gonna be run down.
Fight me like a real man, then we'll see who's the champ.
Two big-time heavyweights in our main event.
When you have a rubber match like this, it's almost as if you're winning or losing 3 fights at a single time. The winner here is going to definitively prove he's the better man.
I'm the champion. All the rankings, I'm #1. I'm the best heavyweight there is.
It's personal now. The belt is not the thing what I'm after. I want to hurt him. I want to break him. I want to kill this guy.
Once he steps through the ropes and gets in the squared circle, he really is that must-see television.
Errol Zimmerman!
He's an intimidating fighter. He looks intimidating as he comes to the ring in his skeleton outfit with his skull on. He can end Rico Verhoeven's night instantly.
It's no secret that Zimmerman is looking to take his opponent's head off.
He's not gonna touch me. He can't throw any bombs anymore because I'm too quick for him. Throughout the fight, he's gonna break mentally. He's gonna give up.
I will get my revenge. He's talking like he's the best, he's the king, he's the prince. Show me.
On February 6th is the Glory Heavyweight Kickboxing Championship of the World. It's going to be dynamic, knockouts all over the place, and it's going to be on Spike.
Also Friday, February 6th in the co-main event, it's Robert the White Dragon Thomas versus MMA Knockout of the Year striker Joe Stitch 'em Up Schilling. 6 exciting fights, all in one night, including a special Veterans Operation Wellness matchup, Navy versus U.S. Air Force, all free on Spike.
I'm Mike Tyson. Thanks for joining us. See you at the fights.